Meet EMMAJO.
Now that my beard's growing, is this the point where I just become like the hottest person on earth or what? Yeah.
At first glance, you might think to yourself, who is this domestic terrorist? And you'd be half right. But instead of her wanting to overthrow the government, she wants to overthrow herself. As of right now, not too much is known of EMMAJO. But there are some things that we do know about her. They have detransitioned from being trans, had a double mastectomy, on top of being a newly found Ashkenazi Jew, as well as a person who is or isn't self-diagnosed autistic, and a person with Down syndrome, who has recently found out that they've been deaf their whole life. Now I know that's a lot to take in, and also probably hard to believe someone could have so many crosses to bear. Oh, but I also forgot that their mother is actually their daddy, I think. Well, they definitely are trans and may or may not have other mental issues. Look as we peer into their cold, dead dog eyes. For a second, though, I'd like to pivot into EMMAJO's deafness. Now, I'm no sign language expert, but she claims to have learned sign language accidentally. But to me, it doesn't seem like they know very much sign language, or any at all. But if I'm being honest, I don't know any sign language other than the middle finger. I'm going to play a couple clips, and you tell me if you think they're saying anything in sign language. As we go further down the rabbit hole with this person, you will begin to learn that EMMAJO is not a person you should begin to trust. While they claim to be riddled with lots of hardships, such as autism and many other ailments, I'm not sure if any of them are true. But one thing is definitely true. This person is not stable or sane.
I don't know if you can tell.
I found this person on Instagram because my algorithm is truly cooked. Obviously. And God, do I wish they had their comments on. But sadly, they don't. Probably for the best, though, because I'm sure they'd be ripped to shreds there. Truly one of the greatest tragedies of our lifetime. Now, since I'm no longer a doctor, and I can no longer diagnose this person from a clinical standpoint, but if you were to ask my opinion, I'd be willing to bet they don't have Downs. Let me play a couple more clips, and you tell me what you think.
Culture right now, so I'm not using sign language in my everyday life, and I have to start voicing again because it's just this sign language. I was not able to use it to communicate with others.
So you may be wondering, how do I get my voice so high pitch? And then how do I
Get my voice so low pitched like this. Well,
actually I have two different vocal diaphragms that I speak from, and they're both equally as comfortable because I've had voice training.
So this voice is very comfortable for me to use. It's just a little bit too...
You can't stop me from rambling about Ashkenazi history on Maine, but anyways, I think that the diaspora as it is has suffered a great impact after the dispersion to Israel, and I think that if we can regain some clarity about what our goals are, I think that we could help establish the politics in Israel. Like, I feel like Israel is lagging on a lot of politics that we could be doing better than America. Like, queer politics. Like this where they're, like, doing the hormones wrong in America. And
maybe she thinks she has Downs because she has a potato-shaped head. She thinks that she is down with a sickness. Well, she probably is sick, just not in an extra chromosomed way. And to the autism thing, she probably do got it. It seems like everyone got a little bit of the tism in them. From doing research for this video, I found that I'm not much of an expert in anything. But as a non-expert expert, she claims Jewish. While that might be the only thing that is true about her, she claims to go to temple and to wear the traditional clothes of a Hasidic Jew, which for some reason I find to be disturbing, mainly because of the face tattoos, While I don't know too much about the Jewish culture, I surely do know that tattoos are a big no-no in their culture. And surely multiple AIDS-looking face tattoos are also bad. Since Jewish people believe to be God's chosen people, they believe that their bodies need to be pure, because otherwise it'd be spitting into God's face. So I'm sure her rabbi would have many objections about them being trans at some point and cutting off their boobies, as that would be disrespecting the temple of their body and committing crimes against God. I don't know, maybe one of the Jew boys watching this video can give me some insight. Honestly, I'm only making this video because I find this person so interestingly disturbing. I can't really understand them. I think that might be the point, because it doesn't seem like they understand themselves. As I once said to a friend of mine, don't argue with an insane person and think you're going to get somewhere with it. And I feel like EMMAJO is this person. Insane. As I stare at this person's videos, I become more and more engrossed into their sickness. It scrambles my brain that someone is choosing to move through life in this way. I wish I had a time machine to see them before all this and experience the making of the current EMMAJO. It truly fascinates me how things in people's lives can make them become this. It's mind-blowing. Maybe they have a deep-seated need for attention, which kind of makes sense, seeing that they have done so many external things to make them be seen as different or disenfranchised as a person in modern society. Sorry this video doesn't seem to have too much of a point, other than to point out an odd person in this world.